Welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I'm so glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you like what you see and become a subscriber because I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And to my subscribers, I apologize. I have been missing in action. It has been the worst summer ever, moving, and we just moved in and now we have to move away again because the situation here is not conducive to a lovely life. Let's leave it at that. But anyway, and my new subscribers, I've got so many new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope to get on the track here. I've got so many ideas and so many wonderful DIYs coming up your way. So I'm excited to share that with you. Here at Artistry Collaborative, we are the home of TriLab because we just want you to try. Anyone can do these things. I promise you, I will help you every step of the way. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I will get back to you. I promise. I promise, I promise. And if you have ideas or you have a piece that you want to work on, maybe you found something at a thrift store and you want to know what to do with it, ask me. It's what I'm here for. I love repurposing items. We do it all here. Everything. You name it, we attempt it. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So enough of my talking. We're going to do 3 Halloween DIYs today. I'm considering doing like 3 a week, and there'll be like a beginner's, an intermediate, and an advanced piece. Let me know what you think about that. If you like the old style, I know some of my subscribers only wanted one at a time, but it seems like you get more subscribers when you have more than one DIY. I try to make them not so complicated so you can follow along, but of course you can always pause and do it that way too. But again, I'm here for you, so if you have questions, ask, ask, ask. Alright, let's get to it. DIY number 1. Okay, so I filled these holes with the lightweight spackling from Dollar Tree, and now I'm just sanding it so that it's clean. I did sand these a little bit because they're very rough. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a coffin. How smooth does it have to be? But I am going to add these pieces to the sides. And again, it's not perfect. Now I'm going to use hot glue, but then I'm going to do a bead of that wood glue. That wood glue was extremely strong. So I forgot to make this piece, so I'm going to attach another piece here. Okay, and then this will go on the top. Now I do have some small hinges so that this will be propped open like that, and you can grab your candy or whatever you would like in here. So here's the small hinge, and I'm going to put it on like so. Now I could drill into this side because it is, you know, a little bit thicker, but this is so thin that this has got to be glued on. So I'm going to glue this end in. Because you don't really need this to close, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't line up. Then I'm going to just put a thing of glue here, and I'll put this in it, like so, and we'll let that sit. And then we will find 2 small screws and screw that. Okay, so next, make sure that the hinges are on the right side. I put some painter's tape down to hold them, and we'll come back when everything's dry. Okay, so before I paint this, I'm using this piece of foam that I have. It's not quite big enough, but it'll be fine. And this is 2 1/4 inches high. So I just went around and made sure that I had this 2 1/4 inches. Actually, 2 inches would be fine, I think. And so I'm going to use a paint marker in white and just mark 2 1/4 all around. What I decided to do was I'm going to do it in pieces. So I'm just cutting around the edge. A little bit. We'll place this in here. And then we will get Now because I have those blocks in there to support, you know, it's bumpy, but it'll be fine. Alright, and then I'm going to put these pieces in. Actually, I think I'll put the sides in first. And then and then I will put the final piece. So let me do that. I just wanted to show you that I was piecemealing it because I don't think I'm in the right frame of mind today. Definitely not, because I just glued the wrong spot. Alright, so this goes in here like that, and here's my other piece. This is going to go in there. So I'm just using tacky glue. Actually, this is turbo tacky glue, which is supposed to dry faster, but it was just in my in arm's reach, so that's why I'm using it. But any tacky glue would be fine. And then we will put this in. Now again, like I said, it will be bumpy with all these blocks in here, but I don't think anybody's really going to notice. Just put this in.
Okay, so I'm using the Waverly chalk paint and ink, and I painted the entire coffin, front, back, sides, and even the hinges. And yes, and now I'm taking the chalk paint and elephant, and I'm going to just dry brush all over the coffin, mostly outside. I don't think I did any on the inside, but I got the sides, I got the back, and I got the top. And again, you can go as lightly or as heavily as you would like. Okay, and now I'm just taking a dowel from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut it down to what size I want the lid on the coffin to rise up. So I'm just going to cut it with a pair of scissors. And now I'm going to paint it in the Waverly chalk paint ink also. And then we will just hot glue that into the coffin, putting hot glue at the bottom and also at the top, holding up the top of the coffin. And now I'm going to finish attaching the hinges using hot glue. I did try to use nails, but it wouldn't work with the Jenga blocks, were just too hard, and the top of the coffin is just too thin. So hot glue will more than suffice holding that up. And that's it. You can put your candy in there and you will be ready to go. Okay, so there you go. Fill it up with candy and let your trick-or-treaters have some sweet delights. Enjoy!
Okay, I hope you like that. Now on to DIY number 2. Okay, so we're going to take one of these from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to take one of the haunted frames. I know there's several of them. I haven't seen the other ones, but they are around, but you can use any kind that you like. I'm going to take this off just for painting purposes, and I'm going to use the chalk paint by Waverly in Elephant. Okay. So we are going to just take this and paint both sides, and make sure you get the sides, so because you want complete coverage of all of it. So I'm going to go and finish painting this, and I'm going to paint the box, all the sides and the inside. Okay. So you can leave it like this. This is perfectly fine, but if I'll try to leave a link in the description box. I made a 3-dimensional Haunted Mansion last year, and I used this as the outside because it gives it just such a creepy look. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So this is found in the what do you call it? Housewares with the contact paper. This is just the drawer liner, and yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tacky glue, and I'm going to spread tacky glue all over the front. You know, I use a popsicle stick, but I just prefer to do it with my finger. I just feel it gets better coverage, and I don't mind getting my hands in there. And then I get to peel off the glue. I kind of like that. Remember doing that as a kid? Yeah. So let me finish doing this, and I'll be back. Okay, so there's all the glue. I made quite the mess, and then I'm just laying this down. making sure all of it is covered, and I'm going to come up a little bit, so that's just less that I have to cut. And then I'm just going to let that dry like that, and then we will trim it. You could do that, put it on the box too, but instead I'm going to show you a different technique. You take some toilet paper and some paint. I'm using the same paint. That I painted it with, and you just take little pieces and you just put it on, and what it does is it looks like the paint is peeling. I actually learned this in college. I was a theater major, and we had to work on sets, and so when they're building a set and they need it to look old, this is what they do. So I don't remember if we had to pull the flies apart or not. So once this is dry, then I will go over it with ink to bring it out. Okay, so this is what this is like. It's still not dried yet, so I'm going to wait a little bit on that. This isn't completely dry, but dry enough. So I have these lights from the Dollar Tree. I just love these ghosts. I used them a lot last year. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the window. So this is behind the house. And what I do is I put the ghost in the window in different positions. And I painted some of these popsicle sticks, and I used them to keep the ghost in place. So I put the ghost there, and then I'm going to hot glue that down. And then just hold it. And you've got 10 ghosts, but you've only got 6 windows and 1 doorway. So some of them I'll put 2 in the window, like that. And again, I'll just use a piece of popsicle stick, and I'll have one at the top. Like so. And one at the bottom. Try not to get the wire in there so it looks more authentic. Alright, so I'm going to continue to put these in here, and I'll be back once they're all in. So I just wanted to show you how I placed them, and then I went from here up because I wanted the last one close to the bottom, because we are going to Velcro this to the back of the house so that when you have to change the batteries, it'll come right off. So I just have these pieces of Velcro from, I mean, they are sticky back, but I like to put extra glue on them so that it really stays in place. And then what I do is I put the opposite ends in place. Oops. Then I put the glue on the Velcro. Now I also want to make sure that the turn on off switch is on the back, on the side, so you can easily do that. And then I just put this cord around so it stays. It's not flopping all around. But if you need to change the batteries, there's the screw. So that's that. Isn't that cute? So cute. Alright, now we're going to take this. It's fairly dry. I'm going to take some black ink and a dry brush, and just go over this to make it just a little more scarier than it is, or old looking. And I mean, I only did the front, but if you want to do all of it, that's probably, you know, makes it more coherent. And now we are going to attach this to this. Now I was going to put it down there, but that doesn't make any sense because you miss most of the house. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some Jenga blocks to hold this up. Okay, so I put one Jenga block here so this could rest on this, and then I ended up putting two this way. But then I thought I wanted to reinforce it, and I just didn't want to throw a bead of glue there, so I cut up this old moss mount I had, and I'm going to put it, hot glue it, along the bottom here, just to give it a little more stability and a little feature. So there's that. As I was looking at it, I thought it needed a little something something. So I'm taking this. This comes from this Halloween pack we got at Joann's, and I'm going to use a pencil and trace. Different images. Let's see, what else do I like? Let's do one of these. Top O. So I painted this, even though it's going to be covered, I wanted it in case the cutting wasn't perfect, so I wanted to do that. So I'm just using tacky glue and going to put the letters. Of course, this boo I got at the Dollar Tree. I think there's a pack of 3 or 4. They have Boo, Wicked, and Spooky. There might be Trick or Treat too, I'm not sure. But anyways, so I'm just going and putting these on. And again, you don't have to use scrapbook paper. You could use, you could paint it like different colors, purple and an orange and different colors, and then use polka dots or any of that fine stuff. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go over the edges. I'll show you that with some archival ink in ground espresso. But yeah, I think that's cute. So I'll be back. I just wanted to show you, this just distresses it, which, I mean, if it's Halloween, it should be distressed. Absolutely. And just go around the edges. There. Alright. And then we'll take our little house. I'm going to put mine here, but you could put it here. You could put a ghost on the outside. You could do so many different things. So use your imagination. Absolutely. There. I don't think you can see the ghosts, but they are really, really cute. Are we having fun yet? I hope so. Alright, DIY number 3. Starting out with 2 of the truck wooden signs and 1 of the crates. And I just realized that this, I'm going to have, I thought there were going to be 3 different Halloween things, but they're actually going to be 3 Halloween candy dishes. So you'll have your choice of different ways to have your Halloween treats out. But I'm taking the jute twine out, and I'm going to fill the holes, but I need to take these off and put them on this side so that I'm going to build up the truck. So I even thought maybe I will put some rust around some of the edges of the fenders and the truck. I don't know, be kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to go and paint these up, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's not a great paint job, but I really didn't want it to be great. And these pieces, because there was glue on them, it looks really raggedy, and I love it. So I'm going to use some hot glue, and I'm going to put these pieces on the opposite side. And again, I used elephant on the fenders, and then I used steel, and both are from Waverly chalk paint that you can get at Walmart, on the rest of the truck. And then I used ink on the tires and the body of the truck. Now the wheels are a little wonky because it depends where they put them, but if you put them in the middle, because I took it off. I wonder sometimes if it's better to just take all the pieces off, paint them separately, and put them together. But it depends on how much of a neat freak you are. Alright, so I am really loving that. And now I am going to put this on the back of the truck. And again, we're using hot glue. You could use wood glue if you wanted, or E6000, but I'm going to use hot glue. And it's Gorilla Sticks, so they are much, much stronger. Oh, now why is it... See, this is what happens with Dollar Tree stuff. Alright. Alright, so you have to go in and paint that. You know what, maybe I'll paint it a separate color. Yeah, give it a little detail. That would be funny. I think I'm going to go in there with a marker. But now I have that for the back, but now we need a piece in the front. And so, okay, so I had to use the long plank instead because my miter saw couldn't cut the other one, and so I'm just going to lay this in here. And you don't even have to do this, it doesn't really need it, but I want to have a skeleton sitting looking like he's driving, so that's why I'm doing it. So I'm just going to put some glue here and just sit this on there like that, and I'll touch it up with paint. Alright, now if you want to put a Jenga here, you can. If you want to make it more solid, I don't know if it really needs it. Yeah, let's put it in. Couldn't hurt, right? Okay, so I glued one of the skeletons, and I cut his arm off and glued it so it looks like he's waving. And then I put in Jenga blocks in the back, just 3, because I'm going to build up the bales of hay. I had to trim them with my miter saw to get them to fit in the back of the truck, but there's going to be 4 of them. And then I am going to put hopefully 3, maybe just 2 skeletons in the back, and then this is where your candy will go. So I need to pick up more skeletons. Okay, so I'm using these from the Dollar Tree. I thought I was going to put 2, but I'm just going to put 1. And what I did, I'm going to do this close up, is I had to cut them at the joints, and I attached the feet and then cut off some of the, I guess that's the femur? I don't know. This part of the thing so that it fit. And then I've just glued the hand to the side so it looks like he's waving. And then this guy, I cut off his feet because I wanted to give him a dashboard, because I'm going to use this and we're going to attach that so it looks like he's driving. So I need to paint this this. I think I may put another bushel of hay down there. So let me do that. Okay, so this particular wood piece has an indentation and it fits a quarter. So I'm going to cut this skull out and put that in the middle of the wheel. So I'm just going to take a pencil and do that, and then cut that out. And then we'll just put some tacky glue in there. Perfect. And then I took some tacky glue and I put it on. It's already dried up though. This came from this sticker set from the Halloween. It just says Spooktacular and it has all the skulls, so we're going to put that on the door of the truck. So yeah, so that's ready to go. And so what I did was I put 2 more of the hay blocks, and I'm just leaving him in there. I put just 1 block here as a dashboard, and now this is going to be glued onto that as if it is a steering wheel. So I'm going to hold that there. And then I have a bunch of, I'm sure you could probably see this, my elephant paint fell, so I'm just going to dry brush here, there, and everywhere to make the truck look a little more distressed. This one I have to paint over because, well, and there you go. A candy dish for every need. Enjoy!